the GLG meetup.
Yes.
That was hosted at your guys' facility.
Sure was.
What exactly is a GLG meetup? I know a lot of people probably don't have any idea. Why don't you just give them a quick summary of what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So GLG stands for Good Life Gang. And basically what Good Life Gang is it's an affiliate program that you have to subscribe through. It's adjacent to the Future 4200 forum. So basically it has to do with cannabis processors. You buy in with a subscription either for the year or for lifetime, and then you get this laundry list of discounts and then also the luxury of being able to go to these cool events like the one that you went to this weekend.
Was that your first meetup?
The first one I've been able to attend. I've been invited, I think, a couple of times, and you know how it goes. They're all over the place too. Right? Yeah, I see. Future was what, in Arizona. Then he went. I mean, he bounces all around.
They get beach houses, and they're in Kentucky. What they're doing right now is the Ethos Tour. So Ethos is kind of heading it up, and with the sponsors Lab Society and Precision, USA Labs, they're going around the country. Low temp plates too, I miss them. But they're going around the country. They're demoing their products, and they're having meetups kind of like ours. We were in Michigan, so we wanted to do it outside, keep it safe for everybody. So that was a major thing.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, the weather was so nice. Yeah.
You had a food truck. You had
shout out Detroit Taco Company.
Yeah, shout out Twin Tacos.
That was sweet. Yeah, that guy.
Fernando, you're the man.
So
I wound up losing some edibles that he found, which was mad dope. Cool guy. I liked him a lot.
Great dude. Great.
So normally,
he
I know you guys kept
feed
it
him.
way lower in the amount of people you allowed because of the whole COVID thing. Would it normally have been? I mean, it was still a great turnout, I know, but I'm saying normally you would have been packed, right?
Yeah, well, it was a good turnout. Like, I think we had like the perfect amount of people there. But right now, the rules in Michigan are like 300 people outside at a public event. So we kept it to 40% of that just to like make sure it was safe.
Close, about 100 then.
Yeah, so
which is cool to see everyone. You know, I think me at least, I hadn't been to anything in Michigan where I had been able to like mingle with other people in the community. So props to you guys for having that facility to allow us to do that.
And that was exactly what we wanted to do is, you know, you have all the extractors there, and then you have all the suppliers and manufacturers of the equipment. So it was kind of a chance for them to give back a little bit. They donated, sponsored the event, so threw down on the food and the beer. And in turn, we got to have a great time. We had everyone out. Busy Bee was out there, low temp plates. We were doing some live pressing. I don't know if you saw that.
So live, when you see the pressing and stuff like that, can that be done with any material? I know a lot of
really. So it has to do with kind of. So there's a caveat of doing like what's called solventless extraction, and one of the main caveats being you have to have pretty good material, and you have to really select your material right, and it's all based off of glandular head size, so the size of the trichome head. So that size basically dictates how much you can yield off of one, washing your material for water hash, and then B, being able to just straight squish your material into flower rosin. So that if you get a bigger glandular head size, what you'll end up doing is bringing over a lot more terpenes, a lot more flavonoids, and you get that 90 U mark, which everybody's trying to hit. That honey hole of perfect hash is between like the 150 and 90 micron mark.
A lot of people brought flour out to try to have it smashed. I wasn't buying that area a lot.
We were doing flour and hash there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Did you guys see some material you guys were impressed with?
Yeah, absolutely. The guy, everything he brought was fucking fire for sure. It was all the water hash he brought was excellent. I'm pretty sure he said he washed it like the night before, so
fresh.
Super fresh.
I thought
you love fresh.
I
tried some of it that they pressed live. It was really good.
The acetate, right? Is that what it was?
The acetate.
That was crazy to see. That was wild to see.
That was I don't know, breaking new grounds.
What is
dab heights? Oh my gosh.
It's like functionalized.
You want to talk about like what acetate is?
Yeah. What exactly? People asked me. I had a ton of DMs like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude.
So just to clarify, basically, what we had dabbed was the blue diamonds and sapphires, and then we had mixed in what's called Delta 9 O-acetate. And what the O-acetate stands for, everybody's familiar with Delta 9 THC. It's pretty common in the space. But O-acetate is basically somebody, myself or another chemist, being able to functionalize and add this grouping onto Delta 9 that makes it pass through the blood-brain barrier much, much faster. So what you end up doing is we've seen like anecdotal numbers come back of it being like up to 5 times stronger than normal Delta 9, but it has this really weird late fuse, like a late onset time. So I don't know if you remember whenever we took those dabs, it was like you take the dab, didn't seem like much, and then 10 minutes later you just are hit by a freight train.
It was,
nowhere.
dude. It was crazy.
Out
how
of
the
nowhere,
hard
I'm like,
set was
oh, that's
on
not
that.
shit, and then I'm like, can't form a sentence from here on out. It was insane. So yeah, basically what it is, and this is a crude analogy, but the difference between morphine and heroin is somebody has functionalized morphine to turn it to heroin. So what it is somebody has taken a drug that's pre-existing and added this group that makes it be accessed a lot better by your body, and you use it a lot more efficiently, so then it makes it much more potent. So you can do the same thing with cannabinoids.
Do you think that's something we're going to see come to the market?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe, but the problem with this is you're going to have standards to test it. And so you're going to have someone who's willing to put in the work and the effort to make the standards and to do that so that you can get it tested and put it in a metric market.
So there's going to be a little bit of legwork. I think we're on the cutting edge of cannabis in that front of being able to functionalize and convert cannabinoids and do things like that. So it's going to take a little bit of time for kind of all the regulatory bodies to bounce back and be able to accommodate all these new things, because you know how fast the space moves. I mean, industry leading becomes industry standard in 6 months.
The cool
Right,
thing is...
That's a great statement. Let's quote that for the fucking caption.
right?
I mean, that's just kind of how it is. So if you're not liquid and you're not on your toes and moving, then you're
Can I get
going to
Q-tips?
get lapped pretty quick in this
Tiffany,
space,
can I
for
get
sure.
Q-tips? Or like paper towel?
Did you hand this to me or you?
I did.
Oh, we both. I did it.
All right, I'm in it again then. Got it again.
Hit it again.
But yeah, the cool thing is like with other cannabinoids like CBD or CBG or CBN that we're kind of playing with it.
What the fuck is on the table?
There's some CBN, and you can do the same thing with those. You can functionalize those cannabinoids, and so if you're trying to make a sleep product or something like that, that's something that you can make 5 times more bioavailable for your body as well.
Yeah,
Don't ban us at CBN.
So yeah,
what is this used for? What would somebody
Sleep. So what we're going to be launching here in the coming months is a nighttime sleep spray. So if you're
Oh, that's good. I like it. No,
if you don't want to use like melatonin, or like a lot of people might not want like a full edible effect, or
put
people
that
who
in
don't
edible? Like,
use
how would
you
that-
can also
So
add
I
it to
can
edibles,
break
and we're
this
doing
down.
that now.
Let me break it
go
down
ahead,
a little
Mamba.
bit too, because there's like just to clarify what CBN is. So we know THC, tetrahydrocannabinol. So what this is just cannabinol. So we've performed a reaction to get rid of some hydrogens, and now it has turned into cannabinol, which the effect of this is basically like a non-inebriating drowsiness. But you don't get any, like, it's kind of a little bit of a sedative, but it's
will
very...
most commonly be smoked? I mean, how
You can ingest this the same way you would any other isolate. It's the same thing. So
How would
basically you
people
can
expect
ingest
to
it
see
in a
it?
tincture. You could dab it.
You can infuse
powder
it in a
dab
gummy.
is Vlasic releasing this product?
Yes, we will be.
How will they be releasing it?
Our first product will be a spray.
Okay, spray. That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah, like a nighttime spray.
Because I don't imagine,
we're not gonna
Sarah
get any
and
fucking-
John are going to walk into the store and
No.
say, "I'll take
Like a
the
jar of white
the
powder."
kilo, and I'll figure it out at home." That's what I was just making sure. So
that's
it'll be a spray. Will there be like capsules? I mean, is there going to
Yeah,
be a wide array?
I just actually am gonna have tomorrow. I was hoping I could bring them out today, but I'll have them tomorrow. Is a gel capsule, so it looks just like an Advil, and it's something you can just take at night. There's no flavor. It's like you're taking any other pill.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So these were from. I didn't mean to cut you off. So it'll be a
No,
pill
you're
you
good.
can take at
You're
night.
good.
Yeah, just it's super easy. So our target market for that is like older people who may not be as familiar with cannabis. One thing you always say is like, we got to normalize cannabis.
Yeah.
And like this is one way we're gonna do it, is giving them a cannabinoid that's not gonna inebriate them right away, and then letting them try that and be like, wow, this plant has a lot of benefits.
The product you're going to release will have no THC Delta 9 in it. It'll just be a CBN product.
Well,
Absolutely. It'll be all CBN isolate for sure.
And then you should be looking out for the Vlasic gummies to hit the metric shelves here in the next year, and they'll be both 1-to-1 based health products.
Some
Which
of our,
are,
some of our Point Break. Shout out to Chief on some material there.
Yeah, so these, the reason I'm showing these off, funny thing I'm going to
They're
talk
pretty.
about. This is what's left from a full jar. When I got to your guys' meetup, it was pretty much full boulders.
We went.
This is the same jar, right? It's
It was a fun party.
Absolutely.
Willie, is this the same jar?
That's same product.
Yeah. So
So,
definitely.
dude, did somebody break the rule?
No, that's his jar actually.
Oh, so nobody
My
broke the
jar
big
is-
ones.
My jar is the big ones.
Okay, I
I saw
was gonna
that.
say
Oh,
because
the
you guys told me
monster.
I was at this meetup and you guys told me a rule. You know, I go in to go take a dab and this guy tells me he's like, hey, you know, don't break up any of the diamonds. I'm thinking, oh, he doesn't want me to
Oh,
take.
yeah,
You know, okay, what's he talking about? I look in there and there's like 5 rocks. It's like, well, what do you mean don't break them up?
No,
He's like,
those are
no,
still-
you got to
those are
take the
still
full
there.
Take a
ones.
piece and you dunk it into
I have
the dabber. Just
The
You're
South
like
Fair.
you're dunking an Oreo
Yeah.
right there, bro. You're like,
Smoking Good
Dunk
brought
the
a bunch
rule.
of big old diamonds and had like 5 different terps you could choose from. And
Shout out Resin Production on that
Yeah,
too.
you
That's
can
an
dunk it.
excellent live resin that he made. Great fresh resin material too. Point Break's one of my favorites, especially if you're like an orange guy. Those tangy terps.
Tangy terps.
Yeah.
You know, on a concentrate standpoint, I feel like Tangy's like one of the better ones to see. Did you guys
Excellent.
enter anything in the cup? Are you guys entered in the cup?
Point Breaks entered through Chief, yeah, under
And
Chiefs.
Point Break, Cresco, live resin collab.
What is it?
Cresco and
Break.
Point Break.
Cresco,
Point Break.
Point Break, live resin collab. So cart,
Live resin sauce. The dab.
dab.
Yep.
What category?
Hybrid concentrate.
Look out for that. People that can try it.
What's Fuego entered
Winner.
for?
It's an absolute
I don't
winner.
know yet. We we're hush hush until we actually drop it.
Okay.
Excellent.
We normally
excellent.
don't do that, so it's a different approach for us to not say something.
That's all right. Mix it up, man. Mix it up. I love it. You gotta
I mean, there
create,
could be
create
an entry from Golden
exclusivity.
Kind
Create.
in us. There might be.
some
You know,
stir.
who knows, man? You know, we might have something. Might. Hey, so this,
That's
you guys read anything about the cup so far?
No, I haven't.
So it's the first one that they're actually going to allow like packaging. It's not going to
Okay.
be a blind cup.
Okay.
So gonna
Oh,
be
very
interesting.
cool. Very cool. So we'll see how much the marketing guys can actually swing a vote.
Absolutely will.
I
That's
feel like
excellent.
for the judges or people who are, doing
They're
that,
buying them. Their judge
They're
kits are
buy- yeah.
500. So
Yeah,
a lot.
exactly.
And the unfortunate part of that is an everyday consumer may not be able to spare $500 to be a judge.
Yeah.
Heavy cannabis users or advocates probably will source the money to do it, but it would have been cooler to see it be on like a lottery system where they pick a random 100 people. Maybe they do charge them 100 or 200 bucks. But
Yeah.
I wish it would have been smart, and I do wish they would have allowed every caregiver to compete, because I was ranting about this online. You know, in my opinion, bro, if you're the best, you're not scared of like anyone. You're not scared of the basement grower. You're not scared of nobody, bro. If you're the best, you're the best.
And we got to think about what the whole goal of the award is too. It's not the best person who can grow 100 lights.
No, it's the best
it's-
craft of an actual single
who's got
pin,
the
if you wanna
best
break it
3
down, right?
gram sample per judge. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's not a mass thing. So I
And you
fucking
handpick
echo
the
your
batches,
sentiments.
like a lot of that's handpicked.
Echo your sentiments
And,
totally.
you
dude.
know, me and my boy were having this argument the other day, and I feel like it's such a legit argument. What's exotic in my neighborhood, bro, or where I'm from, may not be exotic where you're from. Like, gelato where I'm at may be like the most fire. Where you are, the gelato may suck. The guys who are growing gelato or the gelatos in your market may
Bingo.
be trash.
That's what it is. It's not the strain.
And the growers, bro, I swear to you, there's like growers even in this state that like they'll have a handful of strains that I'm like in all over. Like, holy shit, man, I want to smoke that. And then they'll have a handful that's like, bro, like, is this really from your grow? And it's like, I'm not
The
trying to talk
ebbs
shit
and
to them. I'm not
flows.
hating on them.
Well,
That's just the ups and downs of being a grow.
beauty,
I've learned that.
the beauty of it is just how many fucking crazy variables you're trying to overcome for that 9 months. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's the beauty and the magic of the whole thing is
And
that
then
it can all go ass up in a week, or it could be perfect and everything go great, or
Your guys'
genetics are only limited and your growing is only limited, lights are limited. It's like so
Yeah.
many inputs. There's only so many things you can fuck with.
There's-
Have you guys got your grow up and going?
We're down in Marshall. We have a good size one.
Is it like it's fully running where you're bringing in new strains, or is it like set to a program?
Turn and burn and have the cookies and the Seed Junkie genetics.
So the reason
contracts there.
I lead up to this is, will we see you guys roll out new strains periodically, or are you gonna get set to a set program?
I mean, Chief has their set 5 that they're going to grow at all times, but they're always bringing in new stuff. Like we just saw from our original 4 or 5 strains that we came out with off the bat, they brought Scooby Snacks into the
Fire!
mix.
You see what I
Yeah.
asked you to bring. You see what I wanted to smoke.
Scooby
on.
Snacks is excellent.
It just has a great, unique smoke. You know, I look for a uniqueness. Everybody, too many people, we talk about this all the time. Look at THC percentage. THC, 30. Bro, if you could find something that's even 17 or up that has a great profile, in my
Oh, it's
opinion, it
terps.
burns better than any of that 30%.
The Point Break, which is my favorite from the Chief brand, is 19%.
If you're
Dude,
orange head,
18%er.
and the kick film.
I've had so many strains that would have tested under 20% that have just absolutely floored me. And it always has to do with terpene content because that's what's going to give you
Is
your
Willie gonna
distinction on
join
your
us?
high and
Is Willie going to
all
join
the fun
us?
stuff you're in it.
Vlasic?
Yeah, let's get him to talk about some
Yell
of the
him down
strains.
here. Somebody
Get him
go
down there.
go
Get him
yell
down
for
here.
Willie if
Willard?
you would for me, brother.
I only
Go
have
up there
so
and
many
tell Willie.
hands. I think
You
we'll
can bring camera down here too.
Okay.
come on down.
So you guys
this
entered
out.
only in one category?
I think so. We have hybrid flour and then hybrid.
We gotta wait for
concentrate.
Willie.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
Hell no.
Yep.
Did you guys get your edibles entered?
Ask Wilbur.
Ask
Wilbur.
Damn it, answer some questions.
I'm not doing the high
Back
time
to the
stuff.
CBN. Okay.
No, that's fine. So you guys,
Makes it fun,
your
right?
role at Vlasic.
I'm an operations and marketing director, so I'm helping with the building day to day, in and out of what's going on, what supplies he needs in the back, taking care of running our shipping department as well, and then as well as doing most of our marketing campaigns. And we haven't released any finished products yet, so we've kind of focused on the bulk wholesale
The
side.
flour's a
of things.
finished product. I mean, besides
Well,
flour.
for Vlasic, because that's
Oh, for
under the
Vlasic.
we just that's the Chief brand. So, as far as for Vlasic, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing now is at our R&D lab getting all that set up, and then our first metric product is actually going to be as well like health product, where it's going to be a THC CBD 1-to-1 for daytime,
You got me on a
and
non-glass
then
filter. I didn't
a
keep it.
CBN THC for nighttime. So kind of
And
like
that's going to drop metric even though it's not THC or still
no,
gonna-
it'll have THC. in
It will have THC.
What is
So
up,
we're gonna- yeah,
brother?
Well, look at this.
There we go.
Chicken.
How we
Look how
doing,
good.
Willie?
They got you a mic.
Yeah, you got me a
So,
mic and everything. Hey guys,
What's all entered?
Great.
Is it
This
just
is
one
legit. Let's
entry?
just stand up.
Point Break flour,
Have
that's
it
the only
forward.
one under
You
Chief.
guys come over.
That's our top product, and then we have the Point Break live
Here.
resin
You want
with
your chair?
Fresco.
Come on in. Come on in.
Tug of war for the chair,
No,
bro.
you can have the chair. I was just gonna move it out of the way. I'll stand.
If you're giving it to me, I'll take the chair. But yeah, so Point Break for
You come in here.
sativa flour, and then we've got Scooby Snacks live resin with Fresco. Hybrid concentrate, like a great live resin sauce, super terpy, platinum Girl Scout cookies crossed with Face Off OG, and then we've got the just the classic roots and the Cresco live resins, the flour. We're in the hash bash cup too.
Really? What'd you enter in that?
Point Break flour.
Nice.
When was the entries turned in for that?
It was like a week or two ago, or maybe 3 weeks.
Was
ago.
that a metric cup or that's not
Double mic?
that's-
No, it's not a metric cup.
So
Double
that's
mic
like
Supreme?
People's cup.
that's a people's cup. So it's traditional style cup.
Yep. It was metric flour though, so we got metric flour competing.
Bro,
in it.
I'm a metric brand. You know, what I mean, I cheer for metric. Like I said, I just feel like
I just wanted to see how like the
How
metric
you
flour could
stack up.
stack up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because
Yeah.
it all matters.
Well, would you,
Let's get some validation.
if you were deciding, would you have let the caregivers compete in the High Times Cup?
If it was up to me, just like as a person, like for the people,
Would
yes.
you have said yes if they said,
For the-
Willie,
if-
you're in charge of the cup this year? Who's allowed to enter?
If that's like my only job, then I would say everybody can enter. If that was
That's
my
all.
only
No, that's
job.
all I'm saying. If you were a guy, if you were the owner of High Times, making
Willie?
that decision.
Yeah.
That's
You
all
guys
I'm
like
saying.
that?
I would have done it. I just, like I said, I feel like everyone. Why not let everyone compete, bro? I love that idea.
That joint I brought over for you guys is the Fuego pre-ground flour with the THCA ground up in there. It's fucking
like that?
money. It's so good.
We
Absolutely.
got to do one of those
Absolutely.
with you, bro.
I
gotta
was
get a
wondering
Point
why
Break
this shirt
collab.
was just like
Point
crushing
Break,
me.
Fuego, ground flour.
Let's do the collab. Let's drop
Get
it.
in there. That's the fun one.
We'll drop it all across the state.
I'm
It's
down,
a
bro.
winner.
Gotta get it out there.
There's some good. You got some good product. It'd go well together. I think I got some THCA that we really could make a good blend. So whenever we do those collabs, we always really try to look into what our availability is for like THCA strains to try to pair them something. You know, if you're gonna bring me something orange, I don't want to put something weird with it. I'd like to put something maybe gassy, like a gassy orange.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's always
You
the,
can
always the best.
Spice
Always
and
the best
stuff
combo,
up to really
for
make
sure.
cool combos. So what's next for the Chief brand?
So we have our pre-packaged live resin coming out. We've got pre-rolled joints coming out, all small buds, no shake or leaf at all.
Swap.
We're working on doing infused joints as well. So we've got a bunch of different products coming. That's like everything I can tell you guys about, but
The hush hush.
There's some stuff we're working on. Obviously, a lot of stuff with cookies we're doing. We grow for cookies, and about half our product goes to Gage and goes to the cookie stores. And if you check it out, it's gonna impress you. It's definitely getting better. And I've had friends from out west and Cali and shit say that the Michigan cookies that they tried that I gave them is better than a lot of the stuff they've tried out in Vegas, out in Cali. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they usually, we were talking about this last time. You said they go around and they pick growers to do their genetics. And you were very confident, which I think you've always delivered good quality, that you were one of the better of the hush growers or whatever we want to call it.
Right.
And that's awesome, bro. I mean, it allows you to dial in your stuff too while you're doing it. You learn, evolve the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy's getting ready just to roll a fucking cannon on here.
He's going cannon style.
We got a little bit of the Sunset Mac here. We pheno hunted this one. My grower, Jurassic, if you look him up on Instagram, found this seed from Capillator and pheno hunted it out.
Sunset Mac?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Trying to think like tech-wise,
Oh, you're good. So be on the lookout for your entries. I know the Cannabis Cup purchasable stuff is dropping relatively soon. I think it's 420 it drops. Is that correct? You know?
Yep. I believe all the information comes out on 420.
The homies at House of Dank, I know, are one of the people selling it. Shout out to my people at House of Dank. You can pick up the cup stuff for sure at HOD locations. I believe Breeze is one of the other ones. You can also pick up Fuego and pretty soon all the Blaze brands at both those locations. So definitely shout out Breeze and shout out House of Dank. I know we got some people from Transport that are about to jump on. Let's get them ready, and we're gonna do it. I appreciate you as always, bro.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
And you're welcome to stay and smoke that. I just know they're gonna make us do a little switch.
You bet.
Always a pleasure,
Absolutely.
my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mamba.
Check us out. Yep. Vlasic Labs and Original Mamba on Instagram. Give us a fucking shout.
Original Mamba.
Willie, just stay posted.
I'll be right here.
So Cam's here with us. Cam, you from you own?
Part
Own. Say it.
JK Logix.
I always mess up the name. Anyone who knows me knows I call it like JK Logistics, and then people are always like, "Dude, that's not it," and they correct me. A little bit about yourself, how you got into this, please.
So obviously, right, first things first, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Right.
We're happier than hell to have you here.
Oh, hey, man, it's good to be here. So, but JK Logix, right, we're a secure transporter. Obviously one of many in the industry, but we truly are secure. Right?
And you operate in Michigan. You're
Correct.
a metric transporter for both adult use and medical.
Correct. Based out of Lansing, Michigan.
So,
Right.
and you are currently taking clients if someone was looking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So people know, so they're not like,
Yeah.
damn, I wish I would have got with those guys. They are open. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now continuously growing, right, and obviously, right, growing with our current customer base and future customers, right. So, just right, truly the secure, right, and we took that approach that basically, right, everyone's packing these transit vans, right, hollowed out transit vans full.
The little E340s we see, just to give it people what you're talking about. Those little just E340 vans.
Yeah, oh yeah, right, 250, 150s, right, Ford Transit vans, and they're packing them full of product and money, right, and we said, no way, not gonna happen, right. We're gonna take the approach of, hey, it's your asset, and we're gonna take care of it, right, it's your money, your product.
So what's different at when you see a JK vehicle, it's more souped up. I mean, and you don't have to give out your secrets. I'm not trying to have you expose yourself,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's a lot more armory to it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know when I see your guys show up, I always joke with people, it looks like a miniature raid's about to go down. The guys jump out in armored, they actually look like they're transporting cannabis or money.
Yeah.
Is there no standard to what someone has to wear or have on them for transport?
You're talking from a uniform perspective? Or?
Correct.
No. I mean, there's no standard.
In your experience, what did you do prior to cannabis?
So I was obviously a student, right? Played college football at Northwood University, and graduated with an MBA. And then when I graduated, I kind of got thrown into the mix, right? Thrown in the fire, thrown in the wolves, and just started it up. So from cannabis, I was a cost accountant, and then obviously got done with doing that and went right into this.
So in your professional opinion, do you think there should be a code of what they need to have or wear?
Absolutely, right? I mean, it's well, I guess from the state's perspective, right? I wouldn't say necessarily a code or a standard.
Well, not
right?
like the state. I'm saying as an owner, do you think these owners need
Oh,
to
for
set
sure.
a
It's
certain
professionalism.
standard to what goes
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
I've
that's
seen
professionalism.
transport guys show up, you know.
And we're not
wearing
trying to have you say
sweatpants
names or
and-
throw anyone under the bus.
No,
I
no.
want people to understand because
Yeah.
your average person who goes into an adult use consumer store that I probably talk to has no idea even how the cannabis gets there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, right. And but no, absolutely. I mean, that's professionalism, right? It says what kind of company you are right from the rip, and I mean that's what we are, professional, and we're one of our core values is integrity. I mean, in an industry that is what it is, right? I mean, we got to have integrity, and we're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of your brand. I mean, when we show up on site, we're representing your brand to some of these stores, right? So we're going to take care of you, your money, your people, right? So we're an extension of you.
And your delivery is it's an all-in-one service. And what I mean by that is that you offer to pick up the money, take the money, you do it all. For a processor or a grower can come to you and they know the whole process is complete.
Absolutely. It's
I
a
know-
one-stop shop.
So I know one of our earlier on friendship link-ups, my friends at Luxury Lounge, shout out them. They always give me some awesome flower. They're great friends of mine. I'll have them come out soon. I know that you linked up with them through a recommendation.
Yeah.
They've told me nothing but great things. When you take on a company, how is it? Are they able to get something out right away? How long is the wait time for a new company coming out? Once they contact Cameron, how long does it averagely take to get their order out, assuming they're ready to go?
Yeah, if they're ready to go, I mean, and I got a van in the area, I'm going to make it work, right? I mean, we're on the spot, on the fly. I mean, that's kind of how we built our brand, obviously, right? I mean, I remember one of the first stories that you obviously told me was, I want to say a Highwire Farms drop out of Choice, right? And I got a call from Brandon Guernsey, and he said, hey, we need this shit out today, right? And I said, all right, I'll make it happen, right? And then an hour later, I had a van there, and we picked it up and took it to Adrian. And then I think 3 weeks later, you called me, and you were like, you mean when you saved my ass, right? Like that's...
So my first time ever seeing you, bro, was I was online scrolling through. I get a bunch of followers here and there. And I had seen, somehow I came across your page. And a lot of transports don't post their drops. You know, a lot of brands have a lot going on. They're not able to post their drops. You've always been like, you make their drops known on your page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't show the product. You don't do, anything crazy, but you make it known that, hey, this brand, this product dropped here. And to me, that was such an extra service that so many transports didn't value.
Yeah.
And the value that you put on that, to me, attracted me right away to you before we had even done a business. And then when I found out I had seen you guys at a store before, I had seen the guy jump out with, the full secure actual transport. To me, that's how I thought it should look. You know what I mean? Like you said, at the end of the day, this is somebody's money. This is somebody's, cannabis. This is somebody's medicine. If you want to take it even to that level, it needs to be securely transported.
Yeah.
So I salute you for offering a service that I feel is almost not done right in this industry.
I was just going to say I completely agree. We've actually used JK Logix at our other business at Chief out in Marshall, and they've been great. Every single time they show up, armored vest, weapon, super professional. They don't go anywhere until someone tells them to. Like some of these transport guys, show up and they're disorganized. They're wearing sweatpants. And we've gotten great service from them. And there's a handful of good companies out there, but the social media thing is definitely huge. No, I see it, and it's huge. They post every day. It's like drops, this brand to this place, and it connects the brands and the shops more too.
So I know you see the same value to it because it's like maybe you forgot to post that day the drop happened. At least now he's got it covered. It takes a lot of stress off the business. And
Yep.
it's not like he slaps an extra charge on you to do it. You know what I mean?
No.
So I love that was something that was included in the core part of your business. I thought that the value you put on that was great.
I mean, yeah, we looked at it from a marketing perspective, right? I mean, like I said, we're a representation of your brand, right? We're trying to build your brand. I mean, everybody is it's an immature state, right? This industry itself, and the more you can get your name out there, I mean, especially with deals and sales that provisioning centers were having. I mean, we talk to them all the time, right? About what kind of deals are you guys having? What do you guys got going on, right? 2 for this, right? 2 for 60, whatever it might be. I mean, we'll throw it up there too with it, right? Grand openings, this, that. I mean,
Yeah, and then the nice thing is people see you doing all the transport. Other people in the store are able to ask your guys, hey, I seen you drop this brand. It's just word of mouth travels around. I've always been a firm believer of word of mouth. It's funny that you mentioned an immature market. Let's go actually back to that. So how long have you been doing the metric transport?
about a year and 4 months now.
So when you started out, it was similar to when we started out. It was so little brands. It's kind of exploded. From where we were to now, what would you say the growth for you's been? Would you would say you were at one car? Have you grown in a certain amount of cars, employees? I mean, is there anything you can say just to give people the idea of growth that the adult use market's taken in Michigan?
Yeah, so specifically from our company's perspective, right, I would say we've gone from, at the beginning I had 4 initial hires, right? Still have one of those on staff, right? And then we have about...
A lot of turnover.
Yeah, it is,
I've
right?
experienced
Yeah.
the same thing.
Well, that's just cannabis in general. I mean, if you ask any if you ask any store owner what they need right now, they're going to tell you help. I mean,
And cannabis and just startups in new booming industries, because it's like you need, all of a sudden, like you need more people, and it's like
well, it's hard because you want people to
when
share
you're
your
growing
vision.
really fast, you're bringing people on really fast. You know what I mean? Especially if you're, depends where you're located. Like for us, we're out in like the country. We're out in Marshall, Michigan. We've got to grow in Warren as well, near Detroit. But I run the grow in Marshall, and there's not as many people out there. It's just hard to find as
Quality.
many good applicants as you can in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of just give anyone a shot,
Yeah.
because we need trimmers, we need growers, we need task team people. Like we do so much out there.
Got no choice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously to answer your initial question, we've gone from 4 at the beginning to about 14 now.
14. So you have doubled, tripled. So you've more than tripled your business since it started.
Yeah.
Would you credit that to the adult use launch? The more stores? What would you say has really accredited to the growth? I mean, just the overall market growing? Do you think it's like you said, your core values? I mean, is it all of it? Like, what do you think has led to the I mean, that's great rapid growth. I mean, that's a 3x growth. I mean, more than 3x. That's any business would be more than happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's accredited just right to our brand, right to the service that we provide, right? We're a service provider, right, and we provide service. So I think it's more and more nowadays it's getting out, right? People are talking about us, talking about the shield, right, this, that. I mean, that's what we do.
Turnover in the beginning, I would look at it possibly as not necessarily negative, because you could say that you were staying true to what you wanted the brand to be, and those that weren't really staying true to it, you've wanted to part ways with. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to assess when there's turnover in the beginning of a company.
Yeah.
Just at least in my opinion,
Yeah.
So you've used them, I've used them. We both have had the same type of stories. He's probably bailed us both out of little jams that we've been in with needing to get stuff out like that. Do you do the whole state?
We do.
Have you been to the UP?
We have, yes.
So
we
he
have.
is going to the UP.
Yes. Is it ideal? Of course.
You're
yes
coming
and no.
you're coming out of Lansing, so people know.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're
Based in
able to
Lansing.
serve. You're pretty centrally located, right?
Yep. About an hour and a half to pretty much every.
How did that happen with
outlet.
Lansing? How did it? Can you give us how that happened?
You're talking why we were there?
Yeah. What made Lansing? Why did you plant your feet in Lansing?
Well, actually, the funny story about that is obviously my 2 business partners.
funny
right? Well, it's not really funny, but
Oh,
hey,
well, I was
it's
about to
just
say,
a story.
I'm gonna take a fat ass dab to it because I love it so much. Shout out to Future for the no water tech. That's been awesome.
Yeah, just dry hitting it.
Oh yeah. He said that's the West Coast thing, and we're trying to be West Coasty.
Are we though?
Not really,
Maybe.
but we're trying to be future.
better.
We're future-y.
True.
We're future-y. No, we're talking about the benefits and disadvantages of it. It's
I've taken a lot of dry hits on accident in my day.
yeah. Well, now I just do it on purpose and then go. No. Continue on. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, obviously, so I was going to a school with my business partner at Northwood, and we were in our MBA program together. We got teamed up on a team, and then I would say maybe 3-4 months after, obviously, we got done and graduated, that I got a phone call, and he said, "Hey, we got an opportunity for you. We just signed the lease on a building, and it's ready to go." So it was kind of predetermined that obviously we were going to be located in Lansing.
And you knew that's what you wanted to do with it and go for.
Yeah, yep. I mean, it's a great building. It's got all the stuff we need.
It's a fine wine.
Amusing bouquet of terps.
You've been accepted into the fine noir club.
Yeah, so I mean, it was predetermined pretty much.
What's the most delivered thing? Flour, concentrate, biomass?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, concentrates and flour. There's an even mix, a happy medium, right? From a retail perspective and a consumer demand, those analytics are kind of over my head right now.
I was just curious if you knew off the top of your head.
Yeah, I would say, right, from a demand standpoint, wholesale, yeah, concentrates, I mean, flour, right? We do obviously a lot of business with Platinum Vape and, right, a couple other brands in the state. Yeah, concentrates, flour, it's a happy medium, right?
What's been your favorite part of doing this? What is, what's been like your driving thing that keeps you going, making you want to expand? Like what?
I think it's just the amount of people that, right, I get to have interaction with, right? I mean, you've got your mom and pop, right, your growers, all the way to, right, the corporate business world, right? I mean, there's that huge mix from start to finish. So I think that's kind of what does it for me. I mean, I'm a people person, right? I like talking to people, like interfacing. So most definitely, that's what it does.
That's a great answer. I was just curious.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man.
Speaking of people, we had a great time last Saturday. Look, the best part of the industry is the people.
Well, that's what I was saying, bro.
People in the
getting
hash.
everyone together. It felt like something we hadn't had in a long time.
Yep.
You think of like Hash Bash, which shout out to everyone who went to Hash Bash, of course. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to make it. We had that event going, which was great, man. It was cool just to see everybody.
Little private Corona-friendly action.
What?
Little private Corona-friendly action.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Whoopsie. Like that little Mortal Kombat. Whoopsie.
We have a video from the event that's actually really good, but we're not going to release it.
Is there we got to have another one of those.
I'm down.
We got to have another little event.
Well, I'm thinking like a GLG lake party edition, pool/lake party. I got the perfect spot.
Yeah, let's bring the boats, the jet skis. Let's have fun. You want to come?
Absolutely.
We got to bring Cam.
You think I'm going to turn that shit down?
We got to need secure transport. We got to bring some weed out for us.
Come on.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
I do like that in Michigan you can transport your own samples. So like I'm able to transport trade samples, like small amounts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out west, I worked in Washington a couple summers and did some deliveries myself. And you actually could deliver the product yourself. And I was like 22, 23, like learning how to grow. And they're like, okay, today you're going to deliver like 100 grand of product in this shitty pickup truck to Spokane. And I go way up, you know what I mean? And it was fine. And I was safe and I had everything locked up and shit. But
were you really?
No. I mean, I could have gotten.
No.
I didn't mean to take your line there, but were you really, dude?
No, I wasn't. And that's the whole point.
I think
the regulation
in
in Michigan's a lot better.
I think of the caregiver days, bro. We used to just ride hella deep, like, I mean, I don't have any problem saying it. I didn't say what I was riding hella deep for. I'm just saying we'd ride hella deep.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better to, have my man over here, have the man with the strap and the, body armor and armored car and, Walking Dead proportions. More down with that. I like that idea.
I agree.
No, I mean,
have you seen other markets? Like he was talking Cali's market. Do you know how
that's Washington?
Washington. Do you know how Florida's is?
I do not. I haven't really looked into the Florida market specifically.
I've always just been curious. You brought that up. It just
it's
made
a
my
very
mind
closed.
think, like,
it's a very closed market.
Oh, Florida? Well, yeah, we're not welcome there.
No.
What do you mean by that?
We're not welcome there?
Yeah, yeah.
So Florida's controlled by, what is it, 3 power groups? You've got Truly Florida. You've got, and then there's 2 more. So when Florida did their
Cookies
licensing.
is down there.
So in Florida, they are now.
They're down there
They're
big
now
now.
down there now because of the lawsuit. When
Yeah.
Florida originally did their licensing,
60 million.
they made it where only 3 people basically qualified in the whole state. And those people got the dispos, the grows, everything. They got it all. One of those 3 only got qualified to sell it. He broke it up into separate entities when he sold it. Those entities have now ended up in people like Cookies' hands, which I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying they've now trickled out to people, realistic people, to get them. The next lawsuit that's supposedly going to go in Florida over their recreational market is going to be the same type of thing. It's like, hey, bro, how is anyone else allowed to play here? You know, not saying it'll be Oklahoma where, you know, it's just an open floodgate.
They're gonna open it up eventually. They're just gonna let all these big guys get a head start, you know. And
That's your prediction? You think eventually Florida will be an open market for?
I think they're just gonna need to because of the demand. They won't, you know what I mean?
I mean, I would love that.
The demand for good product. People will demand that.
Well, yeah, I've seen some shit down there
they
too.
allow more. More companies to.
And
grow
their
different
prices
products.
are ridiculous.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask, right? I mean, in the end, it's hurting, right? Obviously, the end consumer, right? It's hurting them from the standpoint of the price.
I'm seeing the same thing down in Missouri.
Well, and that hurts. And actually, who that hurts, bro, it's funny, is it's like a full circle, because if you think about it, the taxpayers who voted it in actually get hurt because the tax dollars aren't made because the black market is then assisted to thrive, which I don't have a problem seeing kids on the street thrive, but it deletes the purpose of why they enacted these programs.
Yeah.
It just is a complete dumbass approach.
Yeah.
You don't see liquor being charged, you know, not every bottle. You can get liquor bottles as cheap as $5-10, cigarettes cheap as, you know what I mean? Now, given there's higher craft stuff, but you're right, they've absolutely eliminated the ability. That's like California. How many times are they going to raise the taxes out there, dude?
Yep.
You're going to make it till it's unobtainable.
Yeah, Oklahoma might end up having a good indoor market because they release so many licenses in terms of the quality of the product, but the prices
it's
are
gonna
also
be
going to
fire.
go very low.
I mean, yeah, you got to.
Oklahoma goes rec, right? If it has
As a customer, Oklahoma's
Oklahoma's medical, right?
No, it's rec, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. And as a customer, it'd be a great market versus like Missouri. As
So
a
it's
business
connected
owner,
to Texas, right?
it'd be a great market.
I mean, yeah, essentially, right?
So, I mean, I would assume that you do well in Oklahoma the closer you are to Texas, too. Because
Yep.
we can tell you there is definitely not any type of weed medical rec in Texas.
They're about to go
Not
medical
welcome.
soon.
Well, when they do, it'll be. You think our upcoming days were rough, dude? You couldn't pay me to take part in that. No way. I was seeing if the boss was standing there shaking his head like you're going there, because I was going to start shaking my head like, no, I'm not.
I might go to Texas. I mean, if it
I
makes
want to
sense.
do New York. New York just
New
went.
York?
You want to talk about a cool market?
I'm flying to
Did
New
you
York
see-
in a few weeks.
New
I'm
York?
looking
New
at
Jersey
it.
too, right?
We're looking at it for Grow and Labs.
Hey, did you see that New York made it where it's like legal to smoke? Like they don't have like the crazy rules.
Yep.
They're like further advanced than most markets, and they've already just started.
You can smoke anywhere except for like the places they say you can't.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That's gonna change.
So you can
the
like
whole
walk
game.
down the street in New York and smoke a joint. It's
That's gonna
fully
literally
legal,
change
not
the whole
decriminalized.
game.
Just like.
I mean,
straight up.
that's right. That's how it should be. I mean, I'm sorry, but
That's how it should be.
yeah, right.
Well, this.
100% how it should be. Well, that was the homeboy Chad. I was like,
So how did you get into the game, Jay?
oh,
There
Let's
it
hear
is.
about that. Right. That's what I want to hear.
people are gonna
about.
ask me questions on the
Yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna interview you now.
Yeah, we're doing.
Dude, so
we're doing
I used
the
to.
interview.
I started out going to like, we'll just like fast forward to where like people will be able to like understand it, I guess. So I started by hanging out at this place called OMS Dab House. This dude Jay had it.
Very
downtown.
familiar.
And I just basically had heard about it through the internet, bro. And I had already started my like internet shit. I had already gotten a little bit of a following from some music people I knew, and I decided to start going up there. And I could tell by the energy in the building that there was a potential to use that platform to elevate, like with cannabis. And by going in there, I basically worked with one of my buddies that I met through there to make a shatter brand that we were trapping shatter envelopes low key, you know, right through there. And it just kept evolving. I wound up doing some other things, linked up with some other people. Before I knew it, we were doing True CO2. And then, yeah, you like, in the bottom mind figuring what I should say here on camera.
Did some stuff, met some people.
That's real life. So,
Hondo P.
but it was cool, you know. I got to see both ends of it. I got to see the caregiver side and the metric side, and I'm just happy to see like how it's evolved. I mean, it's always sad that more people couldn't make it over, but like, you know, it had to make changes at some point to push it forward. Like,
there are mom and pop and boutique caregivers that were able to get licenses.
absolutely, 100%.
There's people that get the micro license and are able to make money.
Amazing Buds is
if
owned
they
by
do
a
it right,
local woman.
If you do it right.
Like, come on, bro. That's a prime example. Green Care is owned by a local kid in River Rouge. Like, I can just start naming them off the top of my head. Yours, owned by a local family from Michigan. Fuego, locally owned. Like, bro, you're from here?
Yeah.
Locally owned. Like, bro, we can go around the room. Like, a lot of the homies got to make it over. There's definitely some that didn't. That it was bullshit.
All like the best, you know, people I work with in Michigan are from here, and we have a connection to each other somehow. I feel like you can get to. Everybody is like 1 degree away from each other in Michigan, like maybe 2.
So,
and then there's like the big companies that come here, and you know.
So is that
some of them are good, and some of them are.
Is that accredited to the licensing process, the background checks associated, or is it?
Well, in the beginning, you had that board.
Real estate.
In the beginning, you had the board. That
getting the license, you needed connections, and you need real estate, and you know.
You needed a lot. They made it hard, but people, you know, in life, bro, things are normally not easy. And I'm not saying it was an obtainable goal from everyone, but in life, bro, you know, did you have anything handed to you? I mean, sometimes you got to go out and do what the next guy's not willing to do, bro.
That's exactly.
You got to be willing to put in that extra time. You know, motherfuckers were going to the bar and shit when I was not going to the bar.
Sleeping at the lab.
Yeah,
sleeping at the grow.
Motherfuckers don't understand that, and a lot of times that's what it takes is that extra bit, because if it was easy, everyone would do it. You know what I mean? If everyone could own a transport, everyone would do it. If everyone could own Vlasic, everyone would do it. It's just you have to be willing to do what other people aren't, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. No, I mean that's all too often, right? A buddy of mine that lifelong friend. Him and I, we were sleeping on the floor of our office building, right? I mean, that's how we got started. We were sleeping on the floor of the office building.
That's that real
getting the
grind,
product,
dude.
Right? Exactly, right? And obviously, right, my employees, my people that work for me, right, and work with me, I should say, they're building the brand just as much as I am. I mean, they're a face.
Takes that dedication.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're all dedicated. That's what I love about every single one of them, right? I mean, it's a good group, a good team, and we owe the brand to them. Right, they represent us every day out in the field.
It's a team effort.
So everybody that you've seen over in Marshall, right? I mean, those are all my guys that are doing a great thing.
Yep.
Right, big things.
And one thing I will say, like to all the transport companies, but also even more so the production facilities, grows and labs. You know, make it easy on the transport guy. Like have your stuff ready and double check, triple check, quadruple check.
Believe it or not, it's more so payments, right? Like payments from a dispo retail side of things. That's kind of what we're waiting on. We wait on payments a lot, right? So from a time perspective, that's where it hits us.
We do cash on delivery for everything.
Yeah.
LeafLink's good, you know, if you're going to be doing like terms with people. LeafLink's great to use.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it just depends, like you said. As always, my man, I graciously appreciate you coming out, man. I appreciate you making sure all my orders always make it. Well, you already know it's always a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me at the GLG meetup.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you check out the homies Flower, dropping in a lot of new shops. Always be on the lookout for the transport guy, man.
Always, man. Always. You won't necessarily be able to tell what we from the van itself, right? From the van, it's very discreet.
Oh, I'm even on the gram. Just check out your gram. You can find out a lot about drops on there.
Oh, absolutely, right? Absolutely. No.
It's a very sourceful page.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you obviously having me out. Thank you, sir.
Always, man. We gotta have you out. It's gotta be a good time. Tune in, man. Thank you for everything, bro.
Making shit go places.
Cool.